Of a blowout night across the board for Democrats. As Chris Hayes was saying earlier, if you had any sort of scorecard that you were looking to fill out tonight, right now, you have been putting the same kind of blue check mark on every single important contested race everywhere in the country tonight. In New Jersey, in a race that had been seen potentially as a real squeaker, Democrat Mikey Sherrill has won the governor's race and handily won the governor's race over Trump-endorsed Republican Jack Ciattarelli. NBC News was able to make that call in New Jersey less than 90 minutes after polls closed. In New York City, the Democratic nominee Zohran Mamdani has romped to victory over former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who was running as an independent, although one endorsed by Trump. Republican Curtis Sliwa ran far, far behind in the single digits. At 34 years old, Zohran Mamdani will be the youngest New York mayor in over a century, as well as the first Muslim and the first person of South Asian descent to hold that office. This race, again, was not close. Zohran Mamdani appears to have won in 4 out of 5 boroughs, with more than 50% of the vote total citywide. Democrat Abigail Spanberger has been elected the first female governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, beating Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earle-Sears. Democrats also appear to have flipped multiple seats in the state legislature, potentially growing Democrats' narrow majority in Virginia's House by a lot. They had a 2-seat majority. It looks to have expanded into a much larger majority tonight. Virginia's lieutenant governor's race has also gone to the Democrat. Ghazala Hashmi is the first Muslim woman elected to statewide office in the United States of America. And congratulations to her. In the Virginia Attorney General's race, Democrat Jay Jones has been declared the winner, defeating the incumbent Republican in that Attorney General's race in Virginia. In Pennsylvania, Democrats have retained 3 crucial seats on that state's Supreme Court. They prevailed despite a Republican campaign aimed at getting voters to remove them, a very well-funded campaign, I should add. The result means the top court in Pennsylvania will keep its de facto Democratic majority. That is potentially a huge deal for elections and voting rights in 2026 and 2028, where the court may be called upon to adjudicate election challenges from Donald Trump or his allies. Finally, in the great state of Maine tonight, as Claire McCaskill just mentioned, voters in Maine tonight rejected a Republican-backed measure to restrict voting in that state. It would require voter ID. It would impose other voting restrictions. Maine voters tonight also approved a red flag law that would allow family members or law enforcement to petition a court to take firearms away from somebody who is perceived to be at risk of harming themselves or others. This is widely perceived in Maine to be a response to the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine 2 years ago. But look at that 20-point margin that we're seeing on the Maine red flag law. Yes wins on Prop